How many people here work a full-time job? You probably have a full-time job too, right? Wake up at 7 or 6 or 5, get in your car, get in the bus, go to work, get traffic, sit in your cubicle, work all day, have a 30-minute lunch break, go home, get traffic, go to sleep, wake up, rinse and repeat. The so-called full-time job. What we all want, a job, something to pay the bills. And then you have the idea that you don't want to do this ever again. You don't want to have your full-time job. You want to do something more. You want to do YouTube. Make a YouTube channel. You want to hustle. You want to get an extra income source. Where can you find the time? How can you possibly have any time to do something extra? You're already exhausted with work. You can't do anything else. How could you possibly move ahead with life? You need your job to pay your bills. You need jobs to keep food on the table. Otherwise you'll die of hunger. Or you live on the streets and steal. But you really shouldn't do that. I work a full-time job. A very long full-time job. And I do YouTube. While still having some time for my loved ones and not burning out. Let me give you a glimpse into a bit of my life. This video is going to be more of a carefree video. There's not much planning going into this. It's going to be more of a chat between me and you. A little bit of rambling going on. Anyway. My entire week is split into various parts. For starters, my full-time job is a medical residency in radiology. A medical residency is where you become a specialist. For example, you're a general practitioner and you do a residency to become a radiologist, and it's how surgeons become surgeons, how cardiologists become cardiologists, and so on. It's about 3+ years of long, grueling work. It starts at about 7:30 in the morning and finishes at around 6 o'clock in the afternoon with about an hour and a half lunch break. The commute is about 20 minutes to and from. Then again, sometimes you leave later because health service is a pretty unpredictable business. If there's something to do, you have to be there doing it until it finishes. There's no cut-off point every single day. It's not a punch your card and leave. Now, if there's something to do, you have to keep doing it because hospitals are open 24/7. So that tallies up to about 50+ hours a week. Then there's also YouTube. Between filming the video, that's around a 20 to 40 minute process, and research, editing. I'm a very slow editor because I have no idea what I'm doing. I still have no idea what I'm doing after months of doing YouTube. And all the extra bits, that's around an 8 to 10 hour job per video, per week. So add on another 10 hours. Every other week, I have a 24-hour shift in an emergency ward that's non-stop, 24 hours straight. So that's twice a month, once every other week. That's 48 hours every month. So divide that by 4, that's about 12 extra hours a week. Okay, tally it up. Around 72, 75 hours every week so far. Then there's also the commute to my emergency ward job. 2-hour drive going, 2-hour drive coming back. So 4-hour commute every single time I go. That's 8 hours total. So 2 extra hours every week. Comes out around 77 hours a week of work total. Then there's 40 minutes of a gym, 3 times a week. So add another 2-3 hours. Let's round it out at 80-hour week. 77 to 80 hour a week. That's around 11 to 12 hours every single day non-stop. It's a long day in any part of the world. In reality, I usually work straight from Monday to Sunday morning. And Sunday I take the day off. I usually just upload and do the final touches to my YouTube video. Because the upload speed is so slow here, it takes me bloody forever. So smash like to give me faster internet speed. Probably won't work, but every little helps. All in all, it rounds to about a 12-hour day. If I sleep for 8 hours, 7 to 8 hours, that's around 4 hours of doing whatever. A year back, I would have thought myself completely insane, out of my mind. What? Work for 12 hours? Work one job, take another job, and another job. All to do what? Have money? Hoard money? For fun? None of the three. It all comes down to a simple mind switch I made this year, which is discipline and habit. I noticed that the evening was when I most procrastinated. It was the most useless part of my day. After around 10 to midnight, sometimes even till 1 in the morning, that's what I used to do. I'd watch a series or do random stuff or just sit around doing nothing, staring at the floor. Whatever was useless, I would do it. So I thought, well, why not cut out all this extra useless downtime, sleep a bit earlier, and then cut it back in the morning? So I tried that. Sleep at 10:30 every day, wake up at 5:30 to 6 every single morning. Was it easy? Nah, not really. but you get used to it. You grit down and make it a habit. Now it's easy after about a month, 2 of doing it. And in this time in the morning, I'm more motivated. I can take the extra downtime to start editing my videos. But why did I take all these extra jobs? How could I fit this in? There's one very important reason why. One, I made extra time for it because before I worked less and seemed to have less time. Jocko Willink, a retired Navy SEAL and author of a best-selling book, says discipline equals freedom. I'll link the book down below if you're more interested. He also has a podcast that I'll link down below too. It's worth a listen, at least to a few episodes. What does this mean? Discipline equals freedom. Discipline your hours, your schedule, to do the same thing more or less every single day, because then you know exactly how many hours of you time you can get and how many hours of work you can get. And anything that's not measured can never be changed. So if you're disciplined, you can get so much more done because there's no downtime in between. Billionaires such as Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos, they all have their schedules down to the minute. I'm not as to the minute as that because I'm not as busy as them, because I'm not as important as them. Maybe one day, but not now. And the amount of downtime you save, having everything written down before, means it's extra brain space you have because you don't have to think about what you need to do next. It's all written out. You just do the same thing every day and it becomes natural. I know this sounds like some new age crap. Oh, just believe that you can do it and you can do it. But it actually works. Have a read of the book if you don't believe me and try it for yourself. Now, I do sleep up now and then. I procrastinate kind of a lot now and then, but my work time is just that. It's work time that I don't change for anything. What I do with the rest of the 3-4 hours of day is up to me. It's my own business, and I don't feel guilty about the procrastination, about the useless downtime that I do. I can play games, or I can sit around, watch series, hang out. It really doesn't matter because it's my downtime that I've allotted to myself. No guilt involved. This is liberating. Gave myself this extra time by being disciplined. I could take on an extra hobby. I've always been interested in a YouTube channel. I watch YouTube all the time. I've spent an inordinate amount of my time watching YouTube videos. I felt, well, if they can do it, why can't I? Let's give it a go. I have time now. Let's get it done. So I started making this channel, EvolveHumans. And this is where I stand now. I still have no idea what I'm doing, but I really enjoy doing this. And that's the only reason it can work. The feedback from you guys that I get really keeps me going. The feeling that someone is watching, listening, and actually getting a little bit of value from my tiny channel makes me overwhelmed with joy. If I ever become a big channel, these first subscribers are going to mean the most. These subscribers, these random people who subscribe to my channel, like my videos, comment down below, are what got my channel started. I'll never forget them. If I wash out, if you give up the channel one day because I just can't do it anymore, or it doesn't feel good, I'll still remember that I have a few subscribers, random people who followed me and thought what I said was interesting. At the moment, full speed ahead, I got to keep the grind going. I really like this channel. You don't have a reason, a really strong burning reason to do what you do, you'll give up quickly. You can't transform it into a habit. The beginning is the hardest. This channel also has a second motive, which is to try to dollarize my assets. At the moment, I live in Brazil. The coin is the real. It's a very weak currency that goes up and down and you never really know what's going to happen. So how could I leverage my English language speaking in a non-English speaking country, majoritarily? I could make a channel in English that if I ever manage to monetize the channel, I can start earning in dollars. Convert these dollars into assets outside of the country. Diversify my assets, protect my capital, and also have a blast while doing it. It is also a very new skill that I have no idea about. I still have no idea what I'm doing. If I commit to something, make it into a habit, I'll find the time to do it. That's the most important aspect. Believing in what I do.